Hey, welcome back to LiveLeanTV. I'm Jessica Guthrow. Today I'm going to teach you how to do push-ups and how to progress your push-ups. If you can already do a couple of push-ups, I'm going to show you how you can get from just a couple to 15, 20 or more, whatever your ultimate goal number is. I'm going to teach you the steps to build your strength, and I'm talking full form push-ups, not modified. Even if you're a girl. Girls don't need girly push-ups, and I'm gonna show you how you can get past that. So the first thing I have to address is the mindset barricades that we put on ourselves. We all have mental and emotional limitations of what we believe we're capable of versus what we're actually capable of. If that's you and you can recognize that in yourself and you get to a certain number of push-ups and then you just go, I'm done, that's it, and you don't try to push past that edge or that limit, that's the first thing to work on, is when you do get to that failure point and you think you're done, question that and ask, am I really done or am I just stopping? A lot of times you'll find out that you are just stopping even though you don't actually have to. You could grind through one more rep, and those are the reps that are really the magical ones. Those are the reps that actually make you stronger instead of just keeping you where you're at. So just note the difference between physical and mental failure. The second thing is goal setting. Have you set a goal for yourself for your push-ups? Do you have a specific number in mind that you want to achieve? Because without goals, there's nothing to strive for, and that's when no progress is seen. So goal setting is really important. If you can currently only do 2, 3, 5, 7 push-ups, whatever your number is, try setting a goal for yourself that you're going to do one more than that next month and one more than that the next month, or whatever your ultimate goal is. You can chunk it down month by month and give yourself a time map or kind of calendar to when you're going to be able to achieve that ultimate goal. Now, the great thing about following a program is that the program gives you goals. So when you're following a program written by me or Brad or both of us, we give you specific number goals. So if we tell you to do push-ups, it's not just do as many as you feel like, it's to do specifically 3 sets of 8 or whatever the number might be for that workout of the day. So the goals are what are going to help you get stronger, because if we just said do however many you feel like, it would probably be like 2 and then you would just go take a nap on the couch. But having those number goals just in your head will give you that motivation that it's going to push you to complete the set instead of just doing half the set or as many as you feel like, because none of us feel like pushing ourselves to that level that actually creates change. It's a discipline. It's something that you have to know that you want to improve. You have to be willing to improve. And then those steps are how you do it. So follow the steps that are given. I highly recommend you're always following a program of some sort, because goals are how you progress your fitness. So now that we've talked about mindset limitations and goal setting, let's get into the actually how of what you're going to do first and what steps you're going to take. Okay, let's start with your hand positioning. So when you get into all fours on the ground, I want you to place your hands down just directly underneath your shoulders. When you lower your body down to the floor, your thumbs should line up right with the creases of your armpits, like right at the top of your armpits. That's where your thumbs should be when you're down at the bottom. Now, if your hands are too far up, like more like head level, that's too high. If your hands are down at rib cage level, that's too low. It's not to say that those are bad hand positions, but just that they are not going to give you the optimal amount of strength. That's not the strongest position that you could have. So the next thing is your elbows. Notice if your elbows are way flared out to the side, that's not where you want them to be. If they're too tight to your body, that's also not where you want them to be. You want like kind of a 45-degree angle away from your body, sort of that neutral middle zone. So now that you have your hands and your elbows in the right place, take a look at your shoulders. I want you to roll your shoulders back and down and also spread them wide apart. You don't want your shoulder blades concave towards the middle or up towards your shoulders. So down, rolled back, and spread wide. So now that's the proper shoulder positioning to give you the optimal amount of upper body strength. So now with your hands and elbows in the right place, your core turned on, everything in a neutral but tight position, legs flexed, you are now in the proper position to begin your push-up. So now, keeping your neck in neutral also with your face looking down at the floor, push down into the ground like as if you're trying to press your hands into the ground and see if you can rise your body up off the floor. You might actually surprise yourself when you're doing this, that if you never knew about proper push-up positioning and proper form and alignment and all that stuff before, you might actually be strong enough to do a push-up right now. So comment down below if trying this on your first try, you were actually surprising yourself and able to do one or even more push-ups than you ever knew you could do. There's so much more potential that you have that a lot of times you just don't even know that you have, and it's not until you actually test yourself. But let's just assume you can do 0 full position push-ups right now. Maybe you can do the knee modified ones or the bench modified ones, but you can't do any when you're just on the floor in that full plank position. Here's what I want you to do. Rather than going back to modifications that you're comfortable with, like elevating your hands on a bench or putting your knees on the floor, I want you to actually work with that full plank position and find out what the sticking point is. What is the reason that you can't complete a rep? Is it because your core strength is giving out? Is it because your upper body strength isn't there? Which portion of the push-up is the struggle point? Is it the beginning? Is it the end? Where is the problem? So examine it more closely than you ever have before. If you find out that it's core strength that's lacking, then your next step would be to work on your core strength in the plank. So doing timed plank holds can be a really excellent way to progress your core strength to a level that you can sustain your core strength during the full range motion of the push-up. So here's what I would have you do is get out a timer like the one that's on your phone and get into that plank position, hit start on the timer and watch it as you're holding the plank. Notice the feelings and sensations that are going on in your core. If you feel any sagging, you're gonna pull your belly button up and back and up towards the spine. Make sure that you're holding it really tight and secure and it's not getting loose in the middle. Once it does start to get loose, stop the plank, lower down to your knees, press the stop button, and then screenshot that or save that so that you know that is your benchmark for where your core strength is at right now. The next time you practice that plank, maybe immediately in another set or next workout, I want you to go just 2 seconds further or 5 seconds further, just a little bit further. That is how you're giving yourself goals to progress. Make sure that each time you redo it again, you're going a little bit further than the benchmark that you originally set. And before you know it, you're gonna be crushing that time and you're gonna be able to hold the plank a whole lot longer and building a massive amount of core strength, which is gonna serve you in your push-ups. So if that's where you're at today, then just simply doing timed plank holds and focusing on core strength is gonna be a better way to progress yourself than struggling through a bunch of sloppy reps of push-ups with your core sagging all over the place or doing modified push-ups. Instead of the push-ups, just focus on the core strength. Now, if your core strength was fine while you're doing these push-ups, but you just really feel like it is a weak upper body situation and you don't have the strength in your chest and arms, then you could work on chest and arm strengthening. Do the same kind of range of motion as a push-up, but can be lighter in weight and more isolated so that your core is not involved and you can really just focus on your upper body. Flat bench press with dumbbells is the best one because you can start with light dumbbells and then you can increase the amount of weight that you're using by using heavier and heavier dumbbells in small increments. So maybe you start with 5s and then you use 8s and then you use 10s and you work your chest and upper body strength up to a level where then you can perform push-ups more easily. Of course, there are lots of other upper body and chest exercises you can do, but the dumbbell flat bench press is the #1 that's the most similar and the most variable so that anyone can do it immediately and you can start building your strength with that exercise and it will directly correlate to push-ups. You don't even need to have a bench. You can do these on the floor as well, but you do need dumbbells for that. Now you're at a point where you've identified your weakest link. Is it your upper body? Is it your core? What is it? And you have steps to strengthen those different areas. Your next step would be to start working on your negatives with that awareness of which is the weaker link. You start in a full plank position and you bend your elbows, keeping your core super tight, slowly bend your elbows and lower your chest all the way down. Now notice my chest is touching before my belly and hips. That's really important because that's gonna help you develop proper form when you do have the strength to do it. You never want your belly to be touching the floor first and definitely not reaching down with your head and neck. Keep everything in neutral and make sure that your chest is the first thing to touch the ground. So these push-up negatives are different than push-ups because you're only doing the eccentric or the lowering portion of the exercise, not the concentric. So once you reach the bottom, you're gonna put your knees on the floor and kind of push back and push your way up in an assisted way. So it's not like you're pushing up in a full push-up, you're just getting up. And then you get back to the top, tighten up your plank again, and then again, focus on that controlled lowering motion. Now, the eccentric portion of any exercise is really where the most strength is built, because that's when your muscle fibers are trying to hold on and they're tearing and creating those little micro tears in the fibers. And then when you eat good food and get good rest, then those little tears are repaired, and that's how you build strength and get stronger. So you really want to focus on the eccentric, not just with this exercise, but really with any exercise. And that's where the most of the magic is happening anyway. So another way you can progress yourself is to put a block, like a yoga block, any solid object, a stack of books will do. You can put that under your chest and then just work on partial range of motion, and you might be able to push back up off that stack of books or those blocks easier than you would if you went all the way down to the ground. But of course, eventually you want to remove those blocks or remove that book and work on the full range of motion. Otherwise, you might just be strong in that partial range and not in the full range. So it's really good to work on both. It's okay to do some of everything, and never just use one method in your quest to get stronger. Use many. Now you have more information and more action steps to take to progress yourself with your push-ups. I really hope that this helped you and fully explained things that maybe haven't been fully explained to you before. If there's any further questions you have about push-ups or any other particular exercise, let us know in the comment section below, because I love hearing from you and engaging with you, interacting with you, and producing the type of content that really helps you progress your fitness journey. If you're new to fitness training or new to living lean and you haven't started yet, I want to invite you to follow our programs and let you know that we just launched a brand new one, which we do every single month of every single year inside Team Live Lean. This one is called Spring Into HIIT. Our Team Live Lean Spring Into HIIT program is this incredible 30-day training calendar that tells you when to work out, how often, what your sessions should be like, all to get the kind of results that we get with living lean, which is a lean, toned, fit looking body. Not overly muscular, and it's not all about weight loss. It's about building and preserving lean muscle tissue that keeps you lean all year round with ease, so you don't have to ever be on a diet. We also provide step-by-step recipe cooking videos in our meal plans. So it's not just a generic meal plan telling you which foods to eat and what amounts, but it's actually us in our kitchen cooking it with you, showing you how we make these meals that are not only healthy and macro friendly and good for your goals, but also, damn, that's good, delicious.
Nailed it. Damn, that's good. Totally delicious, flavorful, and easy. 15 minutes, less time than what it takes to drive to Mickey D's.
Meals that you'll actually look forward to eating. So when you buy this program, you get both the gym version and the home version. So even if you train at both places, you can have both. They're both at your fingertips. We like to call this a personal trainer in your pocket, because you ever have questions about how you should train or what the exercise is supposed to look like, or any of the details about your workouts, it's all always in your pocket, always with you, modifiable, so that you never have to miss a workout. So I really hope you'll take us up on this offer and become a part of our family. In Team Live Lean, we really are a worldwide community of people who all have the same goals, all here to support each other and be each other's rock for hard times, good times, everything in between, with the right type of programming that is going to get you the goals that you want. Because I know you're watching videos like this with goals in mind. So let us help you achieve them with step-by-step proven methods that cannot fail. Start training with us right now with the program of the month and stay lean for the rest of your life. So click that little arrow that opens the description box and you'll find the link inside there. If this was the most helpful push-up video you've ever seen, slap a like on it for me, would ya? I would really appreciate that. You can subscribe to our channel and turn that bell on to make sure you get notifications so you don't miss any of our future uploads. And in the meantime, you keep living lean. I'll see you at the next one.